So my neighbor constructed 2 years ago or so, 3 years ago, a pergola or gazebo, hunk of garbage on his yard, that was not to code, that he didn't even apply for permits for because he didn't think he had to, because his family apparently knows somebody in the town, and you know, he's a cop and he doesn't have to do anything that anything because he's the law, I guess. And so after filing years of complaints about this and raising hell and calling every person in the municipality, as well as, you know, and it's not even the fact that it's not even the gazebo. It's the fact that he's a cop who's acting like he can do whatever the fuck he wants, and the town allows him to do that. That is not okay. That is called an abuse of power. You should not be a public servant if you're going to abuse your power. Get out of your job. End of story, period. Both the people in the town and my neighbor. Anyway, what's really funny is that my neighbor sold his house and it's been pending forever, and it's probably a complicated process because he's got things that have open complaints. Well, the town, remarkably, just closed the complaints with nothing. They just closed the complaints without response, without like correction or anything like that. Now, I'm going to assume the neighbor is going to take down this gazebo because he's got a dumpster, and I'm pretty sure it's not for his wife, so I'm not sure what it's for, but there's a dumpster in front of his house, and I saw him slithering underneath the gazebo today. The problem is, though, that the town's marked this completed before it's down. And now, that's a problem because it's not completed. And that's a problem because the town is also treating him differently. This is problematic. But what's really problematic is also to sell his house, I'm imagining he had to have a survey done. And I don't know who did the survey, but man, I'd be damned if they didn't come out, and I'm really skeptical of where they placed those markers. So you can take a look at the video, see for yourself. At this point, I'm just making everything fully transparent. The neighbor's wife has continued to harass me. The township does nothing about it. The police department does nothing about it, except for send out cops to harass me on their behalf. So here's further documentation. Office of the Attorney General, Cory Booker, ACLU, anybody out there? Is this how we're going to let people treat other people in our country? Is this how the police are going to run? Cory Booker, this is your state. You want to be president? Get this state in order. Office of the Attorney General, you're supposed to be doing stuff. Apparently this is the prosecutor's office, but nobody reached out to me. And in the meantime, my neighbor's continuing to harass me. I can't walk out of my house without this cop's wife yelling at me and calling me fat. And she's a dietitian. You know what? And I'd call the police, but when I call the police, they just threaten me. See the other video on here where they just say, well, man, we can't really ensure your safety because you live next door to another police officer, and our job is to protect the police and not the citizens and the people of this town, ma'am. So the police can do whatever the fuck they want, but you, ma'am, you can't. And you know what? We're going to let the police take your property. We're going to let the police abuse you, and we're just not going to do our job to serve you. We're only going to serve the police. Welcome to this town. Did you know I don't have a case open against you yet, but I can? Because I have a copy of the letter you sent my school, which is defamatory. Would you like me to bring you to court for harassment? I didn't think so. Why don't you take your stupid ass and go inside? I'm not smoking weed. I'm sitting out here with my dogs, drinking orange vanilla